Hello, welcome to another episode of Clues, Cues and Reviews, and today we're looking at My Hero Academia Chapter 121, the start of the second semester. Before getting into that, there's a few things I want to talk about, especially about where I'm going with this series. So, with the manga coming out weekly, I'll continue to do that. With the second season of the anime coming out, I will be reviewing that. I'll do a catch-up video on the anime I didn't finish reviewing at the time, and then I will do a weekly review for anime. There are a few other animes that I have kind of put on the side, really. One Piece being one of them, Dragon Ball Super being the other, and with plans of Attack on Titan returning, One Punch Man possibly returning, Blue Exorcist and Black Clover. There's plenty of anime I will be reviewing in 2017, so look out for that, as well as catching up on Hinamaru-Zuma, Fire Brigade of Flame, Dragon Ball Super, Platinum End, Blue Exorcist, One Punch Man, Attack on Titan, to name a few things that I'm looking to do in 2017. But anyway, that's all to look forward to. Without further ado, let's get into this review. So, normally with the reviews, I tend to break down so many different points and break things down even further and do 5-point reviews and things like that. This is going to be one of those reviews. To summarize the chapter, it's not action intensive, and that's okay. The meathead side of me wants to go, action, boring, I don't really want to watch this. But you know what? There's parts of me that understands. The point of stories, from my point of view, is you have arcs. So you have hills and valleys, essentially, where you have key moments in time where you have action, and then you have simmering moments that set the pace for the next big build. This isn't the case with Black Clover because that's just crazy and I love that about it, but the conventional kind of story does have that, and we are going through that at the moment. But what this is doing is setting up key pieces and elements for development and maturement of characters that will lead to bigger things, kind of planting the seeds for the flowers that will grow and blossom later. So that's understandable, that's fine. And the key message I found for this was rivalries in this chapter and successors. So these things are important. Let's summarize the chapter now, and then I'll talk about what I'm looking forward to moving forward. So let's kind of go through it. So the first point is true rivals are now formed. Izuku and Bakagou now acknowledge each other as rivals. This is important because leading up to all of this, it was we're friends, I used to kind of bully me, but I look up to you, and you know, we have the insecurities of Bakagou saying, oh, I feel inferior because you're developing and you were the chosen one. That's out the window now. They're both pledged to surpass each other, even though it's kind of weird from Izuku when Bakagou like, I'll surpass you, All Might, I'll surpass your chosen one, and basically Izuku going, well, then I'm going to surpass you then. It was kind of like that pretty much. Which was okay, it was kind of funny to me, but it ultimately, regardless of the way it's come out, it still sets that scene. They're rivals, they continue to grow and they continue to look to surpass each other, so I expect to see that moving forward. The results of the fight, they get under house arrest, and basically 3 or 4 days house arrest. And the key thing to take from this is Aizawa isn't stupid. He's taken All Might's word for it, and he's chosen not to look into it further. That shows us an element of respect and camaraderie between the instructors, and he's taken his word for it, and that's fine. What I also like beyond that, once we got the results of that and they were in the house arrest, is Bakagou took the time to analyze the weaknesses in the fighting style that Izuku has. That's important because for as much of an analytical being that Izuku is, and you can see this in human life as well, sometimes you're blind to see your weaknesses if you so focus on other people's weaknesses. And I like the fact that Bakagou has gone beyond his way, out of his way, and said in his own way the weakness of Izuku's style, which made him smile. So like, I like that. The next step, we find out that there's this big ceremony, there's going to be shared classes. Another thing I like, because it reinforces the point of rivalry. So this is important because if 1A and 1B are together, you know, 1B is all past, you know, like, we know Bakagou and Todoroki Shuto failed, and they're like, oh, we need to do the provisional exams, and that's fine. But they re-emphasize the point of that rivalry like we did in the sports festival. I like this because there are characters in both squads, in both teams, in both classes that really counter each other well. A perfect example is Tetsu and Karishma, who have very similar abilities. I like that. So I like the idea that they are going to be together and it's going to re-emphasize rivalry and promote further teamwork and growth in the future. Then we get the speech, which really emphasizes the effect or after effect of losing All Might as the pillar of justice in the society, and again talks about the new generation being the new society. And again, it's talking about real life in a way as well, because ultimately the future generation is what dictates what society is going to be like, whether it's going to be good or bad. I know the millennials get a lot of beef and get a lot of stick, but ultimately they're going to be society in this year, 10 years from now, and then you'll get new generations. So I like that. And then we end with a thought about successors, and we see Hiroshi Shutsu, I think his name is, the kite who does the brainwashing, and we have emphasis on him. I think that's going to be important. We're going to find out more about him, and I'm hoping he's more involved with classes A and B. I know he's in the general kind of class at the moment. It's just that his ability isn't so battle tested, but it would really be effective in my opinion, especially to counter other people's mind manipulation. So I'm hoping to see that explored a little bit more, and ultimately they've kind of shined it on him, the kind of spotlight, in a sense. The attention is on him. I'd like to know what was going on. It seems like he was a person that they brought forward at one point to be a potential successor for All Might. It's getting towards that. We'll have to wait and see. So them are the main things that I enjoyed about the chapter in this summary. The fact that Bakagou's kind of helping his rival indirectly. And the key thing for me about always about Bakagou, he's got these mondo skills. He just goes about it the wrong way. He does the right things but in the wrong way, and that's going to be a key message throughout, because he's like the endeavor to Izuku's All Might in a sense, even though the real second generation endeavor is Shuto. But it's kind of that kind of dynamic, and ultimately they'll kind of grow off each other. Like I said, for me, for that class, it's Shuto, it's Izuku, it's Bakagou, it's Takeyomi, and in the middle, the general, the strategist is going to be Momo, and then we'll see everybody else. So I think really there's a lot to look forward to. Even though we didn't have the most amazing battle chapter, it still sets the scene for amazing battle chapters in the future. That is my review and take on this chapter. Hope you agree. Hope you just enjoyed the chapter for what it is and what it's meant to be. And as always, like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.